Hello and welcome to the I Can Do podcast with Benjamin Lee. We're here to talk about tips and strategies to have an I Can Do mindset. Life is what you put into it. Get the most you can. Here's your host, Benjamin Lee.
Time is a Tool, How to Scale Your Company 10x Faster by Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Blake Erickson. I haven't completely finished it. It's a great book, and I wanted to share a couple of thoughts with you. This idea that time is a tool. I have listened to some of the other books by Dr. Harding, like Willpower Doesn't Work, 10x is Easier Than 2x, The Gap and the Gain, Who Not How with Dan Sullivan. I really like him. And he talks, there was something that was said in the very first chapter that I really want to share with you. It's the idea of going pro. Going pro. One of the things that he talks about, and this is kind of similar to the 80-20 rule of where we put our focus and where is, focus on that 20% of the business that's bringing in the majority of that business, right? And going pro really resonated with me today. And so where the idea of going pro is, you kind of have a hobby stage, maybe a part-time stage, but then you're all in stage. And what he does, he has different case studies of people who are kind of in the hobby stage, part-time stage, but then really going all in. So you're 10xing or 30xing or 100x when it comes to whatever that endeavor may be with your company. This can be applied, though, to our lives. I saw this back in 2009 after I got severed with Pfizer. I was looking to get into preaching full time. For about 8 years, I would do it periodically. Didn't know how to write an outline, really didn't know how to study, but I would fill in and things like that. Once I made the decision to go all in, to go pro, so to speak, my wife and I, we sold our house in Columbia, Missouri. We moved to Beaumont, Texas. I was 100% in for that preacher training program. And what I have seen is once we are 100% in, it changes everything. Even being like 95% or 98%, there's still that little sliver that gives us an out. But when we burn our ships, burn the boats, and say, no, I'm going 100% in, it changes everything. That resonates with me with this idea of going pro. And so what Dr. Benjamin Hardy, what he talks about is how we view time and how the future can help us with our present. One of the things that they emphasize in the very first chapter in the book is not going, like working towards the future, but working from the future. So we are our future selves now. And I thought about that even from a biblical standpoint. Think about who we are in Christ, that we are seated in heavenly places, that we have died to sin, according to Romans chapter 6, that we've been crucified with Christ, united with Christ, freed from sin. And so now we're slaves to righteousness and not slaves to sin. And so as we live as who we are and what we will be in the future with God for eternity, it should change our perspective here and now. So we live from the perspective of the future. That's what Dr. Benjamin Hardy is talking about. And I think there is something really important for us. It changes the mindset. So I'll give you an example here, and I recommend you check out this book. The last couple of weeks, I've been dressing in suits every day. I've gone through a lot of phases with my attire, with my dress, and just kind of felt like I was dressing like a bum. Didn't really feel like I was dressing to my highest potential, whatever you want to describe it as. So I just started wearing a suit and a tie. It was amazing what people would say. It's amazing how people responded. I wore it to the barber shop. My wife and I went to the barber this past Friday. My barber texted me when I left and said that a lot of people in the barber shop said I look like Lawrence Fishburne. I thought that was interesting. I got a big chuckle out of that. It is fascinating. I went in there with my suit pants and a shirt and tie. I didn't even have my jacket on. But there is something about acting like and living from our future self. So I'm changing what my future self is going to be but I'm not going towards that bin. I'm becoming and living from that bin. And the same can be true with our finances, with our relationships, and so much more. Time as a Tool is an excellent book, and it may give you some different perspective. He also talks about a lot of people want to set up a 10-year goal. But what if that goal could be accomplished in 3 years? What if a time measurement was given for that goal for 1 year? What would happen? Well, it would become so scary that it would force us to take immediate action, and certain things would just have to fall by the wayside. In fact, that's what a lot of companies do. So I've given myself a 90-day challenge for something in my life that it's just taken way too long. And the longer we give ourselves time, we will fill up that time. All right? So think about that as well. I recommend this book. I'm not even done with it. It's a short read. I think it will help you have a different perspective about time, how you're utilizing your time, and what you're doing. All right? So I hope that helps. Tuesday takeaways. Take care. God bless.